Hey, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-na-na-na. Hey, this is Dave Coco from KocoSports.com or KocoSports.net. That's where the world comes to kick ass. This is our G1 Climax 25 Day 2 review. We are going to try to review all the G1 every day, but real life is getting away. We had Hulk Hogan news, we had 3 podcasts, and the G1's about to start now, so I'm really excited. As always, if you watch Day 2 of the review, please put win, loss, or tie. What did you think of the event? And I love New Japan, and I know people on Twitter and on the internets really want New Japan to come to the West. Access TV is renewed. They have English commentary there. New Japan is world is taking off, and some people put New Japan in a light and try to defend it. And sometimes you have to call them out on stuff, and I think this is one time you have to call them out. Day 2 was completely ruined, and I hope they never do this again. I know they've done it on smaller shows, but this is the G1 Climax. The one shot is absolutely horrible. New Japan, there's no excuse for that. It looked, the camera work was horrendous. There was no commentary, which I didn't really mind. I can go without no commentary. But really, if I said, hey, Carl Anderson, record your own match tonight and I'll check it out later. There's indie wrestlers that record their own matches that do better than that. Their fan cams were better than that. First off, it was a one-camera shoot, so sometimes it went wide, sometimes it didn't. If they went outside the ring, you missed a lot of stuff. And New Japan, you're way too big for this. You're way too big. The G1 is way too big. You have to put some effort and caring into your events. There's indie events everywhere that are putting on better shows than you with way hell of a less budget. Now, in ring-wise, it was amazing. In ring-wise, you didn't skip a beat, but whoever is in charge of the camera work, whoever's in charge of New Japan World, this has to be a loss. It just sucked. And not only that, but like, if you have a one-camera shoot, why not just put the camera up higher so you could see more? Like, you couldn't build something? Like, it blows my mind how unprofessional it was. It shot right towards the entrance. Most of the time, the light was in your eyes. There was G1 tournament matches where you couldn't see anything because it went straight into the light. It was blinding. And trust me, I watch a lot of pro wrestling, and I watch a lot of indies, and I watch, dude, no. I'm going to steal a line from the internet. If you shot this with a potato, it would have been better. And I'm sorry, I love New Japan. I want it to be the best company in the world. But I watched another review show. I won't throw them under the bus. And I'll plug them. Maybe I'll throw them under the bus a little bit, but they do a great job. But they didn't make a big deal about this. Like, oh, no, it's not that big a deal. Why? Just because the fucking camera is pointing at the cameraman's ass? Dude, it was horribly done. New Japan, have more pride than that. There's amateur filmmakers all over Tokyo that would have done better than this. And listen, I understand, because we deal with this with TNA. TNA fans, I understand you want to love your company. New Japan, I love you, and I understand the fans that want to love the company. But if you don't call them out on bullshit like that was fucking horrible. This is the goddamn G1. Fucking dude, this wasn't fucking streaming on a fucking streaming service for free. This wasn't like, dude, there's indies out there. I ran an indie 10, 15 years ago. You know how shitty it was to stream 10, 15 years ago? But we pulled it off, and we put on a better show than this. You are New Japan. I'm sorry. You need to work better on your cam work. And I know fans will be like, well, the in-ring work was good, but no. New Japan is the best pro wrestling in the world. We need best pro wrestling in the world to go worldwide. You can't tell someone on day 1, go check out day 2, and then come to this shit. If that was the first New Japan event ever, I would have turned it off. That's on you, New Japan. Put some goddamn effort in it. And you know what? I'll even volunteer to fucking run your goddamn channel. Because I guarantee me doing a half-ass job volunteering will do better than that. Unbelievable. All right, let's break this down. I'm reading the results from New Japan Kingdom Tumblr.com. The first half, amazing as always, even though there are six-man tag team matches, all that, just to, make sure that the athletes are more healthy going into the G1. They're still putting their all into it. So let's just hit this up real quick. You have Liger and Tiger Mask beating with a Tiger Driver on White, Jay White and Komatsu. Sorry if I slaughtered Komutsu's name. You got Makabe, Ibushi, and Captain New Japan versus Bad Luck Fale, Doc Gallows, and Cody Hall. Makabe gets the win for his team with the King Kong knee drop. Yano, YOSHI-HASHI versus AJ Styles and Tama Tonga. Your winner is Yano. Yes, with a schoolboy on Tonga. And now maybe it's just me, but I love Yano to death. I think he's so entertaining. But every time he wins, I'm just like, what the fuck? All right, Captain New Japan and Yano should not be winning this much. And I don't even know if fucking Yano should be in the G1, but that's another debate for another day. Then you got Tanahashi, Heel Naito, Dorado versus Tenzin, Shibuta, and Taiguchi. Taiguchi gets the win with a sliding hip attack. So overall, that was the first half. Really enjoyed it. Now we go to the second half. You got Kojima versus Ishii. I really enjoyed the match. I wish I could see it better. The athletes busting their damn ass, but hey, we'll get it. Ishii does get the win. And no big surprise. An enjoyable match, just over 12 minutes. You got Goto versus Takahashi. Goto gets the win. So congratulations, not bad. Nagata versus Homa. I'm keeping an eye on Nagata just because I live here in Japan, and Nagata got a lot of press, just a lot of press going into G1, a lot of press this past year. He's been saying he's going to be the oldest champion to ever win the IWGP championship, and he's kind of a celebrity here, but he's getting a lot of press, so it's really interesting. Nagata does win with a backdrop hold, and I'm very interested in what he's going to do in G1. But what I was really interested in, this was the match of the night, this is what everyone was talking about. Can Elgin be Elgin of old? Can Elgin bring his A game? And he was going against Okada. Night one, he had a pre-show, one of the first half matches, the non-tournament matches, and he held his own. But he was going against, to me, one of the best wrestlers. No, screw that. The best wrestler in the world, Okada. And it was over 10 minutes, according to New Japan Kingdom Tumblr. It lasted 11:48. Okada gets the win. But Elgin really held his own, and I'm really happy for him because I follow English blogs. I also follow Japanese blogs, and there's so much pressure on Elgin. And as of night two, he's holding his own. And that's the beautiful thing about New Japan compared to other feds. You don't have to win to get over. And I think Elgin, even though he took the loss, it really did good. And then the big upset, the huge upset. My pick to win it all, Nakamura, goes against Machine Gun Carl Anderson, and Anderson wins a little under 18 minutes following the gun stun. Everyone was shocked. It was awkward. Just watching it live on New Japan World, it was awkward. And Nakamura was my pick. Now, you got to remember, Carl Anderson a couple of years ago everyone thought was going to be the Gaijin to win the G1. Everyone talked about him winning the G1. It was, he's eventually going to win one. But I think that New Japan's got so much better. The Gaijins have gotten so much better that Carl Anderson really was under the radar. And this was a huge upset. Anderson usually does good the first week or the first couple matches in the G1, but I never thought he would beat Nakamura. Not in a million years. I know, like, compared to WWE fans, this is a huge upset. It's not up there with Undertaker, Brock Lesnar beating Undertaker's streak, but it's still up there. I'd put it up there with maybe Owens beating Cena cleanly on the first match. It was shocking. It was very shocking. Very enjoyable. I'm about to go watch day 3. Day 3 started 3 minutes ago. Be there. If you can, try to find it on New Japan Worlds. Overall, I give the wrestling a slight win, but the presentation was absolute garbage. So I have to give the show a loss overall. And I've been banging the New Japan drum for a while. New Japan, please don't embarrass me with that type of presentation at a G1 again. Let's see how tonight's is. So everyone, I know it's kind of crazy, and I apologize for talking so fast, but I tried to get every review out there. Also, check out Voices of Wrestling. I have no idea. They probably think I'm a scumbag. I don't know what Voices of Wrestling think of me, but Voices of Wrestling do a great job covering this. They also put video clips in, and they cover all the days. They're a bit positive, a lot more positive than me, and I guess that's cool because you get to see New Japan on a higher scale, and you want to try to sell the product. I'm a bit of a negative Nelly, but it's cool because there's been times where I was the only guy reviewing New Japan, and it's cool that there's another website out there doing it. So even though Voice of Wrestling probably have no idea who I am, I just want to say I appreciate what they do, and also check out their stuff. I will do day 3 within 24 hours, and we're 4 minutes late, baby. All right, so if you're listening to this live, I don't know if anyone is, but if you are listening to this live, please head to New Japan World now, 9.99 yen. And they do not sponsor me. I just love the product. But I swear to Christ, if it's like day 2 with that camera work, I live in Tokyo. I will go to New Japan's home and fucking just start pooping on the porch until I get my way. Please, the G1, New Japan Worlds, and New Japan is way too important to have it shot like that. All right, headed to New Japan World. Be there. With that, I am over. Dun 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 dun.